Welcome to Design Diary, the podcast where you get to look inside my board game design notebook as well as what's going on inside my head. We look at a new word each day from the sense of mechanics, tone, theme, or inspiration for a full game. Today's word is...
Lycanthropy. Did I say that right? Lycanthropy?
Lycanthropy.
Lycanthropy. A delusion that one has become a wolf. The assumption of the form and characteristics of a wolf held to be possible by witchcraft or magic. This one was, we should say it was the word of the day on Halloween, and that's how far off we are from...
Yeah.
We're recording this a couple weeks after, and it's going to hit a couple weeks after that.
No problem.
But it was very thematic for the day, and now 2 weeks later, it's still good.
Yeah.
It's a good word.
I mean, if Betrayal Legacy can release after Halloween, we can release a word of the day about lycanthropy whenever we want.
It's like the t-shirt companies, like the t-shirt of the day is like a Halloween one on Halloween, but you're not going to get it for 4 weeks later or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like giving Christmas ornaments as Christmas presents. The moment you open it, it is useless.
Yes, exactly. And then you can't find it a year later.
Yep, exactly.
So for this word, I got a little weird with it. I really did.
Well, mine is a little bit on topic, so we can just like spiral out as we go.
So let's start with yours then.
Well, I guess mine didn't really have an ending, but I was thinking about specifically werewolf games and how like werewolf is, I would say, the king of hidden role games. Like most people have played werewolf or mafia, but I guess Resistance and that kind of stuff are just spin-offs of it. So
yeah,
maybe not the king, the father at least. And so I thought about a recent batch of games like Insider, where it mixes this kind of hidden person among us with another thing, like a word game. And so I just thought about just slapping werewolf on other things.
On a word game?
So,
how about
werewolves? So I mean, like, how about a werewolf auction game? How about a werewolf route building game? Werewolf push your luck game?
See, that's interesting, because I didn't do this for mine, but I thought of like, what is a werewolf game that's like a resource management game? And you know, it's interesting.
Werewolf program movement game, all that kind of stuff. And so with one specifically, I thought about what separates people who are werewolves and people who are not was werewolf dexterity games, where if someone is doing good at the game, is it because they're a werewolf and they have specific skills that go along with it, or are they just good at something?
How do you get skills and dexterity? That's crazy.
I have no idea.
I guess you can give limitations and things like that, but could you imagine that like you get this extra skill that you may or may not have?
Yeah, I was thinking of just like you have a magnet in your hand and you are like shooting things across, and like, are you just super strong or do you have help in some way? But I will talk about magnets in a future episode because they definitely come back.
How do they work?
So it was specifically the difference. I just realized that most werewolf games, specifically the werewolf game that I grew up playing, was that it's not a trader game. Because in my mind, a trader game is everyone is trying to accomplish a task and someone is trying to sabotage it.
Okay.
And that person could be found out at some point, but it almost doesn't matter. Because finding them out either just halts their progress or that kind of stuff. They don't lose automatically. It's possible that the trader could still win even if they are out and out trader. But werewolves, hiding is the whole thing. Because if you are found out, you're dead. That's the end of the game. And so I was trying to figure out ways, like, Yeah, that's an important part of a werewolf game, is that it's about being hidden. It's not about sabotaging something. It might be about like sabotaging discussions to try and get the focus off of you, but it's not about trying to destroy something that everyone else is working towards. So I wanted to make sure that was intact in whatever game I got, but then I never got past that.
Well, while you're talking about that, at one point we were making a hidden role, not a hidden role, but it was a hidden role. It was a hidden role vampire game. And the whole idea was it was nightlife. It was called Nightlife, and it was vampires in Vegas, and the whole thing was vampires go to Vegas because they're up all night. And what we try to do is make it like some people play as vampires and some people don't. And then we struggled so much because if you don't know if people are vampires, like how do you make this vampire game? Like that was the biggest struggle. And it was like, how do you like drench the game in that theme if people don't reveal that till the very end? And it was such a like stumbling block on designing just from a theme side. It was just like we're trying to hide our favorite part of this game.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Fascinating.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Well, did that come back at all in your notes?
No, my notes are very different.
All right, well, let's hear them.
So,
yeah,
I really got hooked on the first line where it was a delusion that one has become a wolf. So it gave me the idea of acting like something you aren't, which leads me down the line of players trying to figure you out. But that's not it. I wrote players know who you are, and it's about coming to terms with who you are. So I am saying I'm a wolf, but you don't see me as a wolf. So there's the you that you see yourself as, and I think that's kind of like your potential. You see yourself as a wolf, so you can do wolf things. And then there's the you that others see you as, which is the reality, and you see how it affects others. So I had this idea of like a twofold game of sort of secret information, and I thought of it almost as like Battleship in practice, where I'm marking my board with my stuff and your stuff, and you're marking your board with your stuff and my stuff. And you're tracking your efforts, your opponents track theirs, but it's all about perception. So we can have perception of other players. I see myself as a wolf, but you see me as like an old man, for example. So each of those has variables and change the way that we mark our personal boards. I wrote, how do you win? I have no idea. But one of them could be personal goals that are really asymmetrical. Like someone wants to stop the old man before he does something dangerous, but the other player wants to devour a wild animal. And the old man player is the wild animal to that player. Like it's just like everybody just sees each other, and they have these sort of like relationship, cards or papers or whatever. And then part of it's the journey to see who you are, and once you discover it and embrace it, maybe you won. Maybe when things meet on different players, like we hit a point where we both meet, which I don't know how that's even revealed. I have no idea, but I really like the idea of I have a card that tells me how I see you. You have a card that tells you how you see me, as well as every other player.
Well, here's how you accomplish it. Everyone has a different set of glasses with a different color lens on it. And so when you all look at the same card, you each see different things.
Interesting.
I don't know if that would work with more than two colors, but
yeah,
that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
They grab a card, it looks totally normal to them, but to you, it's, oh, that is what I need.
So like
and I need to make sure that they don't know that that's what I need.
Like the decrypto kind of glasses?
Yes, yeah, exactly.
That's neat.
But you're wearing them on your face rather than like something you put a card into.
Yeah, of course. Oh, that's really
cool. Well, there's that, and then there was a game design idea that I wrote down for one of our words but I totally forgot to mention in the episode. But lenticular, is it lenticular? What's there's the technology where if you look at something one way, it's something, and then if you like walk past it, it's something else.
I think
is that lenticular?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. Almost like a hologram.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you're sitting across the table from another person. You're looking at the same plane, but you both see different things.
That's neat.
So I mean, that's an easy way to spend like $1 billion on,
of course.
on production.
This
you can do that.
This reminded me of a different old game that I was working on, and just simply that I was working on a, oh my god, it was like a Chinese Zodiac, like years ago. The whole thing about the Chinese Zodiac was there's 3 versions of you, and it was the you that you see, the you that others see, and like the you that you want to be, or something like that. Wow. So I kept kind of like falling back to that as I was going through this, because I loved it. That was a game that you played in 3 rounds, and one round was the you that you want to be, or the you that you are, and like you're kind of playing cards outward. Then there was the you that others see you as, and people were putting cards to you. And then the you that you want to be, where you were kind of like making predictions and things like that. So I kind of was merging some thoughts there with this.
I can get behind that.
Yeah.
Neat.
All right, cool. Well, I think that's good for...
We didn't go too bloody. Nothing too too harsh or anything like that. We just have some aspirational werewolves.
Yeah. I mean,
just want to be the best werewolf they can be.
Just werewolf wannabes. They don't actually like eat anybody up or anything. They just want to be a werewolf.
Yeah.
That's
fun
cool.
stuff.
Yeah. All right, cool. We'll do it again.
Sounds good. Talk to you later.